Hello, folks. Okay, I updated two cameras firmware. Basically, it was the R5II with the new firmware 1.1.1. So it was having troubles with like a high-end CF Express Type B cards. I got 1 terabyte and everything worked fine. Now, when I update a camera, usually it's in program mode, and then I take out the CF Express card. I only use an SD card, install the firmware, then I turn the camera off. Then I put in, I format the card, and then I put in the CF Express Type B card, format that, and then see if it works. And everything worked fine. Okay, I had no problems at all. Turned it on, everything's working great. The autofocus is quicker. So you're going to see a video with the 16 millimeter like I did on the ZF earlier. And now you're going to view the Z8 with the Viltrox 16 millimeter. So on the ZF, it worked. But since the new 3.01 update, it still didn't work. So I updated the Viltrox lens, and both updates to the 20 millimeter and the 16 millimeter for the Nikon Z. I did it on a Windows computer because there's too many security features on Mac. So I made it easier with the Windows PC. But the other thing is on the Mac, they want you to download the app. They want to use your phone and stuff. I just went to a Windows PC and did it from there. Everything was fine. I did have some problems with the Viltrox app where they couldn't get the phone number right, and then they couldn't send me an email or something like that. I just gave up. Just downloaded the PC and just following instructions to update it. The 16 millimeter, I had to use the program to install it. On the 20 millimeter f2.8, the small compact lens, I just dragged it over, and it turns off. Then I did it again just to make sure, just copying the file over. Ejected it, turn off the camera, or unplug the lens, and then I plugged it into the camera, and it said the new version is 1.05 for the 20 millimeter, and it's the 16 millimeter. It's now the new version, which is, I think, a 1.15. So anyway, so let's show on the Z8 what pictures I've taken, okay? And I'm just going to scroll down. So you can see I used an aperture. I used it in HDR. This was all in HDR, okay? Now, I did have some barrel distortion, on the ZF, but I could have been moving it a little bit before I was taking the picture. So I wanted to compare it how it does on the Z8. I put it in crop mode. I put it in full frame mode. I put it, full 8K. I put it in 16:9. The pictures look fantastic, okay? 16 millimeter, yes, it's wide, very wide. So you have to get a lot closer to the subject. But still, wide field of view, you get everything. And I love it. And this was at 1.8. It was in program mode, shutter priority mode, aperture mode, even manual mode, just to try a few things. Everything worked great. I did have a little problem with, I'm noticing that when viewing the pictures, you start getting a little bright square as I'm sliding the pictures. I don't know if you've noticed that also. And that was the only thing I saw that was different. But if we go back here, see how sharp these pictures are? I mean, it's just gorgeous. Look at that sky. And this is the 16 millimeter Viltrox. Now, some people don't like it because of the wide field of view. Well, updating the firmware update, you get a totally different perspective. And look at that. And if I do a Command I just wanted to make sure if it was in crop mode or in, let's see, 20. Yeah. So this is in full frame mode, not crop. And you see, this was too dark. So I went to SDR, and then it performed a little bit better. So these two were in HDR, okay? And I could bring them up, but I just wanted to show you right out off the bat that what it would look like. You would have to go and post and bring up the highlights and stuff. But still, look how sharp and clear all of these pictures are, except for that one. I misfocused on that one, but that's all my Nikon Z lenses. So I put the 20 millimeter back right here, and the 16 millimeter will go in there. And when I wasn't shaking, it did pretty much. And you see, I shook there too. So I missed quite a few shots. It still has problems with reflections, on glass and stuff. Yes, I could put a filter on it, but I was just trying to see how the autofocus was working with the new firmware update on the Z8. That's all I was trying. And most of the shots were pretty clear. I like the deep blues and the colors of the scenery. Clouds are coming. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. But look at that. Gorgeous pictures. Look at the clouds. I didn't see anything wrong with this lens except for me moving a couple of times. And sometimes get a little impatient. Now, this is the barrel distortion I'm going to talk about. You see, each side goes inward, but I was pointing up and it wasn't level. All right, I will say that. But look at the barrel distortion, okay? And I had the correction on, but it still wasn't working with the Viltrox, even with the latest update. So this is 1.15. So I want to edit that. But when I did get a good picture and you didn't see any distortion, it looked fantastic. And I see a few spots on the sensor, so I have to take a look at that. It might be dust. And it might be on the lens too, because I kept swapping the lens to check out the 20 millimeter and 16 millimeter. But you can see, if it's not level, you get a little distortion right here, always when I was pointing up, not level. And I was on the driveway and on the hill, so I was downward. I didn't make it level. But as you can see, the picture's sharp, and let's just bring it in. That's pretty good. I'll bring it back one more time. That's excellent. So, Let me come back to the Z6 III. In a way, it was success. In a way of hooking up the USB-C from the computer to the lens was no problem, except that I used Windows PC, which was much quicker than on the Mac. The Mac just didn't like, you have to do some procedures to get it out of safe mode or protective mode. So I just went to the Windows PC and everything was working fine. I did get a faster autofocus with the 20mm also, with its update, which is a 1.05. And that's what you have to do sometimes. When you update your camera, you also have to update your lenses when they come up with a fix. So everything looks good. I like the lens. It tells me the distance of the object. It's very bright, colorful. I think it's an OLED LCD. But anyway, did the ZF, did the Z8. I did the A9 last night, put it up today. And then I redid my photo slideshow because I didn't like the way the first one came out. So I put it in kind of like a Ken Moore's or Ken Burns photo effect. And that's all I did. From uncovering the photos, I went to the Ken Burns effect, where you see the picture either go this way, that way, up or down, left or right, in and out. It looked a lot better. So I'm happy with that. So this is my third video. My fourth video will be today with the 16mm. That's right, the small 16mm, because that's the theme today, is 16mm. And on the RF II updated. And I'll put it in crop mode and full frame and 8K and all that stuff, 16:9. I'll try different features and see how it works out. The few practice photos I've taken, they look sharp, okay? So anyway, thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.